you see so many images of these really beautiful, super minimalist, light filled homes that are just kind of set out in nature. And you get this idea that, yeah, this is what I want to live in. But when you sit down and you start designing a tiny house and you start thinking about all of the objects in your life, you soon realize that no one lives in those tiny houses. Those are vacation homes, those are Airbnbs, those are maybe a weekend place that someone gets away to, but those people do not have all of their belongings and they do not live in that house.
How.
Episode 2. The Design Process. Let's talk design. Design is considered by the layman to be one of the most important parts of establishing parameters within which the formal and physical realization of an aesthetic vision might come to pass. But that's just silly. Instead, let's discuss principles, and, specifically, let's break down some essential principles of tiny house design. In order to do this, we'll look back on Tim and Erica's design process, where we'll discover techniques and trade secrets they would likely rather be kept, but not to worry. Through the miracle of legal trickery, they have been rendered contractually obligated to relent. And, no need to feel bad, they offer some of their useful tips voluntarily, such as this one. Design essential number 1. Befriend an engineer with access to AutoCAD. A basic though often forgotten design principle. As it happens, Tim already had a friend who owned a copy and was willing to teach him the basics. More cost-effective 3D programs, such as SketchUp, are available at the time of this taping, just in case all your engineer friends are being stingy. In fact, AutoCAD is probably overkill. So let's change design essential number 1 from befriend an engineer to acquire and learn computer-aided design technology. With an abundance of tutorials to be found on the internet these days, learning has never been so easy. Enjoy. Essential number 2. Be prepared. Know what you're getting yourself into. This one goes without saying. A good way to be prepared is to make a computer-aided 3D model or two-dimensional plans of your storage systems. For example, first, inventory your existing belongings and then design your tiny house storage to keep them. Consider everything that will need space and give it a home. That way you'll have realistic expectations of what, if anything, you'll need to purge from your life before committing to such a drastically reduced floor plan. Don't forget to purge. Design essential 3. Have some self-respect. Try to appear presentable to your fellow human beings as the build progresses. It's easy to let oneself go when immersed in a project of this scale, as you'll soon see from documentary footage. Don't forget to take some me time every now and then, because a better smelling you is a happier them, and a happier them is a them less repulsed by you and therefore more likely to be helpful. We are only human after all, and we live in a society. Essential number 4. Designer. Shrink thyself. Whether by the power of AutoCAD, the more appropriately priced SketchUp, free of charge, an open source 3D pipeline such as Blender, or even the near obsolete technology of pen and paper as represented by your paper app, Medibang or Critter, all free. Draw a floor plan and at least one elevation view of your tiny house. Insert scale facsimiles of you and your proposed cohabitants into the plans. Inserting these facsimiles, or clones, as they are called in the business, into the various spaces and contexts of your design is one of the best ways to gain an understanding of how you, yourself, will relate to the eventual product. Tim's 3D models have proven invaluable in this regard throughout the build. Great job. Number 5. Flip the script. Insert yourself into a full-scale drawing of your design. Here, Tim and Erica have painstakingly painted half-inch lines onto the interior walls of their loft-style apartment. A lesser person might instead use artist's tape, available in orange, blue, red, green, yellow, black and white, at art supply retail locations near you. Design principle number 6. Be organized. Extrapolate materials lists and budgets from your design process as you go. Try not to allow the project to get away from you. Set reasonable yet challenging short-term production goals. Celebrate your successes. Good behavior equals reward. Conditioning equals positive results. Failure harbors consequences. And 7. Join us after this short message from our benefactors, as we'll recap the 7 most essential design essentials to success in building a tiny house, and, later in the program, a surprise and fully unauthorized peek at leaked video footage of Erica and Tim speaking at an upcoming convention. Exciting. We'll be right back. And we're back. We told you we would be, and now we are. Let's quickly recap the 7 most essential design essentials to success in building a tiny house. To see what, if anything, we've learned. 1. Purchase and learn CAD programs. 2. Design around what you need. Purge what you don't need. 3. Don't repel friends and family. They might be useful. 4. Make human facsimiles. Clone yourself for perspective. 5. Mark out the tiny space for additional perspective. 6. Be organized. Stay on top of budgets and schedules. 7. Failure harbors consequences, so instead be successful. And that does it for the 7 most essential design essentials to success in building a tiny house, or the 7 Medetsi bath. Tune in next week for the following 7. But first there's this.
Thank you. Thank you. Our Medet's About Design program is revolutionizing the way we design tiny houses.
Swatches, samples, drawings, CADs, tear sheets, etc. And that's the Medet's About promise. So we redesigned it to booth seating and we loved it.
We ended up going with something else. The technology is already here. Studies show that it would take the average person 3 to 4 additional people to match up to just one Medetsabath University graduate. So you tell me, 4 to 1, Medetsabath.
End of highlight reel. And an end to episode 2 of TED T-Bot T-How. Join us next week for episode 3 as Tim and Erica tell the harrowing tale of weatherproofing their tiny house build. They'll discuss trailer preparation, framing, metaphysics, sheathing, and wrapping. And they will reveal the sweepstakes winner. So do join. Links, some say, are in the description below. If true, please enjoy, and feel free to reach out. Our contact information is likely within arm's length. Until then, goodbye.